and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to share with you a book I picked up at a garage sale about a month ago. It happens to be a college yearbook from the University of Missouri, the Savitar, and it's from 1901 to 1902, class of 1901-1902, so that makes it approximately 122 years old. And I am going to kind of flip through it and show you how they did it back then. And then, because I kind of view it as a kind of a treasure, I will then forward it to the Boone County Historical Society. The University of Missouri is in Boone County, and I've spoken to them, to the Historical Society. I actually spoke to the university as well. The university does have a copy, and there is a digitized copy online. But the Historical Society does not have a copy, so I spoke with them, and they said that they would be quite happy to receive the book, the yearbook. So that's my plan, and I do this occasionally. I find books like this, and I feel like the best home or resting place for them is with a historical society rather than on my bookshelf, because nobody's going to look at it unless I show it to them on my bookshelf, and if I did, they probably are not going to be interested. But here on YouTube, there's maybe somebody out there that might have some interest. So I'll review it more or less, go through it, and then I'll be sending it off. So to do so, I'm going to have to change my camera position here and don some gloves to take you through the pages. Alright, we're ready here. As you can see, again, the Savitar 0102, and notice this, what is this, like almost like a tissue paper in between the pages, I suppose, to protect them. It says the Missouri University Savitar 0102, edited by the junior class. So, and you can see we've got a naked lady here with her arms spread out. Hear that? Okay, the Savitar, a board of editors. Great graphics, and all the graphics are signed. I don't have my glasses, but this one looks like it says Madeline, but I'd have to get my glasses to be able to read these. So I'm going to get my glasses. Okay, this illustration is by Madeline Branham. To the memory of Dr. Abram Litton, for the zealous interest he has shown in Missouri University. This volume is respectfully dedicated by the Savitar Board. And there you have a picture of Dr. Linton. And as you can see, these illustrations are pretty nice. Officers of the administration. Again, I'm not going to read this, the whole thing. Although when I gave it to my wife, I said, just, take a look at this. She went through it. I think she pretty much read the whole thing. She was pretty fascinated by it. The graduate class, academic. Here's another one of these pages. And another beautiful illustration. This one is signed Saunders. Another great illustration. Can't actually read that. Officers. This is the S for the senior class. Another very cool illustration here. This is just great. Looks like, yeah, I can't make it out even with my glasses. So the senior academic class. Some great photos here. It's got little numbers here, and over here it's got the names. It really is in excellent condition. Another illustration, this one looks like it says F-O-L-E-S, Foles, or T-O, no, maybe that's a T-O-L-E-S. Again, another illustration. Looks like McGuire. I.A. McGuire. This is J for junior. It's got the class officers. And I'll read a couple of these because this is a little interesting. Because they put, these little quotes that these students asked to be, included with their image. So Mary Jessie Barnett, far above the crowd's ignoble strife, aim to live forever a life of single blessedness. I guess this is her aspiration, an expert typewriter. Charles Sloop, quote, a poor, weak, palsy-stricken churchyard thing. Aimed to spread the gospel. He convinced Dr. Elwood that he wasn't a freshman. Roy Draffen Williams, 'tis better to have loafed and flunked than never to have loafed at all. Aimed to spend his life in summer resort. I am almost exhausted. These are kind of entertaining. William Thompson Narden, a colt whose eyeballs flamed with ire. Elate with strength and youthful fire. Aimed to stand before the bar. His field is debating. Marguerite Stump, never idle a moment, but thrifty and thoughtful of others. Aim to be an artist. She really makes good sketches. Arthur T. Sweet, the ways of solitude do his mind engage. Aim to make discovery in bugs. Spends his time looking through a microscope. Marvin Luther O'Rear, did you think I was scared of the bones, or by the bones? Aim to be chief singer in a dime minstrel. Major subject, osteology, which I think is the study of bones. Francis E. Noel, not much talk, a great sweet silence. Aim to lead an easy, honest life. Always late at school. Well, I'm not going to read all of these, but as you can see, it's entertaining. Jacob Chasnoff. He loves no music, but the dollars clink. Aim to be a merchant. I sell cloddings. That's C-L-O-D-I-N-G-S. And I have no idea what cloddings are. Mary here says, can it be that there lives such a man as this whom I dreamed of? I know not why I love this man. Aim to be a fearless wife. She has been the power behind the gun in the YMCA. Robert Breckenridge Caldwell. What I love, I sue, I seek a wife. Aim to practice law in justice courts. Is going to study with Pope. Yeah, well, I didn't plan on reading so much of these, but now that I've seen it, you know, I might read them all by myself, but I don't know that, you know, this is the time and place for it. Edward Sidney Stevens. A nameless life, I lead a nameless death, I'll die. Aim to be a printer's devil. I am wise from the top of my head up. Let me go back here. T.E. Robinson. God made but one image from this mold. One was plenty. Aim? He's aimless. If he ever had a light, it has been under a bushel. Okay. Joseph Emmerman. Thus let me live, unseen, unknown. Thus lamented, let me die. Aim, nothing in particular. A favorite of Belden. So, there we go. This is the junior class. Jesse Franklin Hoagland, my strength is as the strength of 10. Aim to declare men's rights. I have chased the pigskin, but not at the club. So here you got your S for sophomores. And I guess this is the entire sophomore class here. And that's it. That's all the sophomores got. It was the single image. Looks like this was maybe torn here because I see some tape, which I didn't notice. So we've got to downgrade this from excellent to very good. Another illustration, this one by Dix. Now for the freshmen. So the freshmen are, you know, there's some mention here, writing they did about them, but there's no pictures of the freshmen. The Savitar here, the medical department. You got here, it looks like the Grim Reaper, and it says, "Thou shalt not kill." And I don't know. Now this says the freshman, so maybe this is the freshman class. It must be their freshman class picture and their names. This is my first time to go through this, by the way. I handed it off to my wife to look at it, and so you're seeing it and I'm seeing it like this for the first time. I haven't done this. Another illustration by Dix, and this is another one of these for this illustration. Law, and some initials down here. Very small, even with my glasses. I'm not making it out. Senior law. So here we go, the senior law students. So now I'm going to kind of speed things along here. I really don't want to bore you, but it is a quite fascinating yearbook. The history of the law class, I guess the law students, and engineering. Saunders did this illustration. Ashland and Columbia are the cross streets here. Okay, senior engineers, the big game. As participated in by the engineers played a game with the faculty and beat them. Okay, so again, geesh, I don't want to bore you guys, but the captions are quite interesting. Engineers 04. Freshman engineers, clubs and organizations, a joint meeting. This was by Turner, this illustration here. Stop, don't pass through here. This is the property of the university organizations. I'm not sure what the message is there, but I fully believe that there is a message to be had. Okay, so let's try to skip through these a little quicker here, but that looks like the debate team. Military department, ROTC or whatever, I'm not sure, but you can see the, I haven't done this for any of the other ones, but well, never mind, it's just a little bit of a hassle for me to do this. The German Dramatic Club, the Glee Club, the Young Men's Christian Association, the Young Women's Christian Association, and the fraternities. I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but it looks like a dragon, and what what looks to be maybe like the Grim Reaper has a censer, um, which would be, you know, something you would normally see with a priest. I don't know, the gown doesn't look like any vestments I recognize. The Sigma Alpha Epsilon. Okay, well, as you can see, oh, great illustration, another one by Dix. Dix. Is there an I there? Dixie? Sure. Okay, so I really don't want to read this, you know, go through the whole thing. So I'm going to just now begin to get to some of the important, what look like important pages here. Phi Delta Beta continued, and the Kappa Kappa Gamma. You have all these beautiful young ladies: Irene Elizabeth Blair, Maud Ellis Montgomery, Ella Adeline Bush, and so forth. Madeline Sanders, Carrie Mountjoy, Leota Lillian Dockery. Yeah, I had a Dockery in my family. Yeah, you know, it looks like here, Virginia Dyer, may just be the way the photo was taken. Looks like she could be a woman of color, a person of color, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but she does have a little bit darker complexion. Phi Beta Phi. I don't know what it was like in Missouri back then. Okay, so folks, I'm going to wind this up here with really these few illustrations, and then if you really want to see more, you can look at the digital version online. So I guess they had a fencing class. Yeah, I probably should have gone through this first and done, you know, a preview. That way I would be more familiar with what I'm looking at and more able to point out the, you know, the salient pages. But like I said, this is my first time really to go through it. We're doing it together. We have an octopus here. The New Year's resolutions. Guess they had a boxing there. The President's speech to the riotous students on March 21st. So there's some poetry here that looks kind of interesting. I'll read one poem here. I'm not going to, this looks like the shortest. Tommy his maiden to the chapel did take, and halted short of the door. When it was possible no entrance to make, you should have heard how he swore. He rushed to the stand where the tickets were sold, and cussed the agents well. He clenched his fist and got so awful bold that he said, blank, 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 you know, dear sir, go to hell, or something like that. You just fill in the blank. Another poem here. Goodbye. From a photograph. The illustration here. There's a slight tear here in the page. It says goodbye. I'm not sure what this is supposed to mean. This is definitely a person of color. 52nd year Christian College for the Higher Education of Women. And I guess these are the sponsors in the back of the yearbook. Huh. Interesting. Anheuser-Busch. I don't see Dylan Mulvaney picture, but it says sold the greatest of malt tonics, sold by all druggists. All right, well, that's it for the Savitar. I hope you enjoyed it if you hung in there. I do have another book that I'll be reviewing as well, I think, shortly, which I will be sending to another historical society. So that's it. Thanks for joining me, and till the next one.